I am Brad Boehmke, a senior account executive here at Hyperbots, and I'm very excited to have Dave Sackett here with me, VP of Finance of Persimmon Technologies, and a finance and IT expert with experience in streamlining operations, driving business improvements, and co-founding an innovative e-commerce solutions. So, Dave, welcome back. Wanted to have kind of an open discussion today, really around the realm and more of a deep dive on functional capabilities of Hyperbots Procurement, really kind of the PR to PO co-pilot. So wanted to kind of dive into some questioning with you. First, starting with the traditional purchase requests, and what traditional purchase request screens are can be up to 20 fields long. How does Hyperbots shorten that?
Well, hey, thanks, Brad. Yeah, the Copilot autofills about 80% of every purchase rec by extracting data straight from the contract, statement of work, or catalog click. The buyers can now complete a request in about 5 minutes. The prior ERP task took over 15.
Gotcha. Yeah, contract parsing sounds risky. What's the extraction accuracy?
The multiple vision language models, the pre-trained agent on millions of contracts, gives Hyperbots a 99.8% in header and line accuracy. By comparison, competing OCR tools average around 93 to 95%, so they spent hours fixing unit of measure and price fields.
Awesome. Yeah, even just the additional percentage there is huge, going from 93 to near 100. Awesome. Duplicate requests drive spend leakage. Can the Copilot spot them?
Yes, AI compares every open purchase rec across all entities. It flags duplicates and even suggests using existing stock if we already have inventory. That alone has shaved 4% off indirect spending in the last quarter.
And how are budget checks handled?
In real time by Hyperbots, the Copilot agent, as soon as the purchase rec is drafted, the Copilot calls up the ERP budget tables. A red banner will show if the cost center limit is breached, and legacy tools would warn us a day later, maybe, after the PO was issued by comparison.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. Well, what about custom GL logic?
Custom GL recommender looks at historical postings and the human overrides. Within 2 weeks, it reached over 99% coding accuracy. Our old rule table required IT monthly edits, and by comparison, Hyperbots Copilot is self-learning, using human overrides as feedback for taking future actions. So by interacting with the humans, that trains our bot to know exactly the right moves next time that purchase rec is seen.
That's awesome. Yeah. So, anytime a human jumps in there and makes an adjustment, just the continuous learning there makes it sharper and sharper. That's huge. Can approvals be routed differently for CapEx and OpEx?
Absolutely. Workflow is configured by business unit, by category, by cost center, even by vendor or supplier. Many competitors lock you into a one-size-fits-all matrix that can quickly break.
Gotcha. And where do approvers interact? Is it just another portal they have to log into?
No, approvals land in notifications. One click to either approve or reject, and the purchase rec auto updates. So it cuts the cycle time from 3 days down to 4 hours on average.
That's huge. I know, as someone who's got a lot of tabs running at all times and different applications I'm using, it's certainly a big thing to only have to make one click if I can to get in and do things like approvals.
Agreed. Yeah, I prefer that as well.
And then if you were to say, hey, once something's approved, how is a PO generated from there?
Yeah, the Copilot transforms the purchase rec into a branded PO template. It pushes it into the ERP, it emails suppliers or updates supplier portals, completely touchless. Competitors often drop in a PDF into a shared folder and hope that someone will send it. And to quote my CEO at Persimmon, hope is not a plan.
Okay, that's a good line. Can we use different PO templates per entity, for example?
Yes, multi-entity firms can load as many templates as they need. The Copilot selects the right template based on the company code held in each ERP table.
Okay. And then what if a supplier needs line item changes?
They can reply via the vendor portal. The Copilot reconciles revisions to prices, to quantities, to dates, and triggers reapproval only when policy thresholds get crossed.
Okay, very good. So having kind of that visibility from both sides in the portal is a big thing there.
Yes.
How would you say are exceptions surfaced to buyers?
So real-time notifications. So for example, PO 1457 price variance 2% above budget. Do you approve? Ask the question. That way you can interact directly with the agent and streamline your answer to push the transaction along. Competitors send an end-of-day CSV file by comparison.
Talk at audit trail. Will internal audits still ask for email evidence?
Not necessarily. Every AI or human interaction that could be field changes, timestamps, lands in a tamper-proof ledger. So auditors can export a 6-month PO cycle in under 10 minutes.
Very good. And many groups, folks we see run multiple ERP instances. Is that supported?
Yes, a Hyperbots client runs 2 SAP companies and 1 NetSuite tenant. Hyperbots connects all 3 and still enforces only 1 global purchase rec policy. Traditional solutions require separate implementations for each ERP by comparison.
Awesome. And what about on-premise ERP?
Yeah, we use the on-premise ERP with our Epicor system. A small agent sits behind our firewall, opens an outboard tunnel, and talks to the ERP's APIs with no inbound ports or VPN drama associated. Competitors ask for nightly FTP drops, which we don't need.
Gotcha. Okay. Single sign-on sounds, across all that sounds complex.
Yeah, it's from a user's point of view, you don't even recognize it. A user logs in once with Azure AD. Hyperbots handles token exchange with every connector. The buyers never need to re-authenticate.
Gotcha. Okay. We sometimes need different processes per entity. Is that something that's possible?
Yes, easily as flipping a toggle. One subsidiary uses 2-level approvals, another uses 4-level with budget checks. Each rulebook lives on its own configuration with no coding branches.
Okay, awesome. And how would you say that Copilot handles custom fields we add later on?
Yep, it rescans ERP metadata nightly. New fields show up in the Mapper UI, no deployment ticket, no downtime. Competing tools need development sprints every field change.
Very good. And does the system cope with bigger purchase requisitions, say hundreds of lines?
Yes, multi-page, multi-line requisition extract and match items are seamless, crucial for clients in our construction industry. Simple OCR solutions can often choke at over 40 lines.
How quickly did the pre-trained models start working? Was a lot of kind of massaging data, understanding, how things were operating before it started with the high accuracy that we're kind of talking about here?
Yeah, I was surprised that it didn't. It actually started working on day 1. Accuracy was already over 98% because the models are already pre-trained on millions of purchase rec and contracts. Other vendors require weeks of labeling before they're usable. So I was quite surprised at how quickly we were able to get it up and running.
Awesome. It's kind of a final question just to wrap us here today. When we talk about competition, sum up the competitive gap.
I would say competitors digitize forms, whereas Hyperbots has a dedicated AI agent that not only thinks, but then takes action. Hyperbots can achieve 99.8% field accuracy, 80% productivity gains, and PO issuance in minutes. Duplicate spend prevention and audit trail that auditors love, which are all impossible with templates, OCR, or other traditional RPA bots.
Awesome. Well, we really appreciate it, Dave. Great conversation per usual. Once again, thank you, and I appreciate the conversation.
Yeah, no, thanks, Brad. I'm totally amazed at where agentic AI is today and glad that I've got Hyperbots as a partner.